Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It's Tuesday, October 17th, 4:35 in the morning. Oh. All right, so nobody's been giving me any suggestions on comments in the comments of what they'd like to see and hear. So I thought today we would discuss what are the best lines of the battery powered stuff out there, and are you starting to carry them? If so, what are you carrying? All right. All right, so if you listen to my channel from the early on days, you would know that I like my DeWalt's. And the reason I like my DeWalt's, and I have everything in the 20 volt, is durability. I mean, they get abused here on the farm and in the shop. We have the 3/8 impacts here at the shop, and we've got them in the tractors for using them in the field to change blades on mowers and so forth. We've got the drills. I've got two different drills. One's for regular drill, and the other one I use for roofing because it hammers on the end when it goes in. Claw, he's got the 1/2-inch impact, 20 volt. He just ordered a DeWalt handheld skill saw. So I know that DeWalt will stand up over time because it has. I think since we started and we ended up switching over to DeWalt, and that would probably in 07, 08, whenever the DeWalt came out with the impact. And when I'm saying impact, I mean it's regular 3/8 and 1/2-inch impact that you would have like with the Ingersoll Rams the year, And we were really impressed. And we had to be careful with them because if you got onto a bolt and a nut that was stuck, it would twist that bolt right in half before it would back it out. So, I mean, there's some places that you want to start it with a hand first. But that really impressed me. And the other one that really has impressed me is Porta-Cable. I've used Porta-Cable for even longer. But they didn't have the really good long battery life in the beginning. Mine is an old set. I still use it when we're doing roofing jobs, carpenter jobs. We got the batteries on charge. We got the Sawzall with it, light, the reciprocal saw, a little bit of everything. I was in Lowe's yesterday. I was picking up supplies for the addition. And to buy that DeWalt set now, even without the impact wrench, you get a little driver that has a head that you just slide and the bit goes in and stuff. $540 some. And that's a pretty good chunk of change. I never bought the whole kit at one time because I just didn't see where I needed all the stuff that was in the kit. And there's so many guys that I saw, they'd have the kit, but they would try to peddle you on the stuff that they never used. Now, if you're in a remote location, those extra stuff would come in handy. But even when we go up onto the club, which is 10,300 acres, and there's no power to it, we throw a generator in. If we're going to do anything serious, throw a generator in. But I still, whether I'm up in the woods or I'm here locally, all my handheld stuff, my drills and that stuff, I use my DeWalt and Porta-Cable. So we know it's already here. It's coming faster than I thought it would. But as homeowners, what are you using that you find that's the best out there that you like? And if you use shops, I think the closer to the city you are, the quicker you need to get on board if you haven't already. And that is, a lot of the cities are pushing green. State of New York is pushing green. They want to outlaw wood stoves, everything to do with our heritage, basically, and have us switch over to something that they seem to think we have unlimited amounts of electricity to run our crap on. And we don't. Because what they failed to tell you is there's probably a coal plant or a nuclear power plant that's charging up the line in the area. Fact. I mean, you got Ego out there, and then you got Greenworks, which is actually, they've stepped it up to where you have a riding lawnmower that runs on a battery. And I guess what I'm here to ask is for you guys that don't have a shop that follow our channel, are you using this stuff yet? And if so, what do you think? And then you shops out there, what are you carrying, if anything? Because I really do think that you need to start carrying some of this stuff if you want to continue to stay relevant and in business. Because in the end, it's the consumer's feet that do the shopping. Handhelds have helped a lot when it comes to time saving. You know, instead of using a screwdriver, now we use a drill. We just put a Phillips bit on it or a torque head, what have you. You run the screw in. I mean, for most homeowners, when it comes to weeding around their house, a battery-operated or even electric one would do more than what they ever needed instead of buying a gas-powered. It's coming. And like I say, the closer you live towards California, New York, and then you get closer towards the bigger areas, the cities and so forth, that's where it's really taken off, I think. Unless we're being told differently on the news and stuff. But the curious things that I'm interested in is, like with Greenworks, how long does their riding lawnmower, the zero turn, last per charge on a battery? And how long is the life of that battery? I ask these things because I have my DeWalt's with my 20 volt, and I had the original batteries that I bought with the drill early on. And I've got 2 chargers and 5 batteries that I just keep. As I get one down on charge, I throw it under charge and I grab a new one so that, and they last a long time between charges. But I don't know anything about the new lawn and garden stuff that's coming out there. How long does it last? The chainsaw that's battery operated. I don't know if it's ready to go to logging school up in the deep woods where they're still falling trees, and give it to a logger and let's see how long it lasts. Or Greenworks zero turn, give that to a residential landscaper that does custom lawns and let's see how long it lasts. We need to get away from the throwaway society of everything being crap and not worth fixing. I mean, we got too much of that stuff right now, and it just our landfills are just cluttered with this crap. See, my worries aren't so much of today. My worries are down the road. Is, how are they taking care of the junk batteries? Are they disposing of them the right way? Or are we making another issue? What I can tell you is, if any business out there wants to test their tools out, whether it be Green Machine and all the other ones, your best bet would be to get somebody that uses it day in, day out, and gives you recommendations, at least above a B. And if you can pass that test, then I would be interested in looking at it. But not until. Because I'm not going to keep buying garbage. I mean, my zero turn, it's a John Deere. I've had it going on 13 years. I've done oil changes on it, service on it with filters, spark plugs. I've gone through probably 10 sets of blades on it, a couple belts here and there. Had to tube one tire and replaced the seat. But I mowed all this year again with it, and it's still going strong. 13 years, folks, and it's still going strong. A lot of businesses would say, well, we don't want that because we want the person that buys that stuff to come back in and buy more. I do. I'll be honest with you. I like my John Deere stuff. I'm John Deere through and through. My tendencies, here's the take on Eric. My tendencies are to gravitate towards the things that cost the least amount to fix and have the least amount of issues. And in my life, it's been Ford trucks, John Deere tractors and equipment, DeWalt, because my DeWalt set is better than my Porter-Cable, and I rely heavily on that. I use it day to day. My Craftsman tools, even though supposedly there's no warranty on them anymore, I've had really good luck with them. And I'm going to continue buying those products because of durability, of how long they last. I mean, are they a little on the expensive side? Yeah. But here's what makes me scratch my head. Is you got Joe Schmo. He goes out and he buys a $2,000 lawnmower and he gets 2 years out of it. So there's $1,000 a year. Eric goes out and buys a John Deere Zero Turn for around $3,500 and lasts him 13 years and he's still going. It's not in the junkyard. So if Joe Schmo is willing to spend $1,000 per year on his lawnmower, wouldn't he be farther ahead to buy a John Deere he'd have paid off in 4 years of the way he's going and then enjoy the other 9 and still be going? It's my take. My John Deere tractors, I've had gas and I've had diesel. Right now I've got 4 diesels. I've had as many as 19 John Deeres at my place. Everything dating back from the old A's and B's and right up through to the modern tractors. And when I say modern, not the ones that you have to have a computer to fix. I'm reluctant to buy something like that because I like to have the idea, the feeling that I can fix it myself, for the most part. But that's what I want to see from these guys, is get it in the hands of people that are really going to put it through its paces. And if I'm going to start selling the battery operated stuff to our people, I have to 110% believe that it's a good product and that I will stand behind it. Not just the company that makes it, but I will. Because I've got a history. I know it will hold up. Anything can be abused and have it malfunction. I'm not saying that. And if they're making millions of machines, you're going to get, a few here, a few there that are Friday afternoon or first thing Monday morning with a hangover working on them. That's what we used to say. That are going to crap out. But that should be less than 1% of all models. It's like the first DeWalt Impact that I bought for the shop. We used it for 8 years, 7.5, 8 years. And I had to break down and buy another one. Well, why did it only last 7 or 8 years? Because Claude was changing the transmission fluid on a tractor. And he leaned the DeWalt Impact driver up on the floorboard. And he bumped it on accident, and it fell over into the hydraulic fluid. And he couldn't find it that afternoon, getting ready for quitting time. So he mentioned it to me that following morning that he couldn't find it, and did I have it? And I said, no, where'd you have it last? He said, right here. I said, you check that thing of oil? No, what would it be doing in there? So we ended up, it was right in the bottom of that hydraulic fluid overnight. And we tried drying it out, mixing gas, everything else, trying to get it to, it would still work, but it throws sparks. So that was the demise of the DeWalt. And it wasn't because of the unit, it was because of us and what happened to that impact wrench. That's what I want to know. What are the trusted brands out there that you guys are getting into? Your likes, dislikes? Post it in the comments. So to change gears, I thought I would just kind of briefly touch on what's going on in the country this day and age. And maybe shed some light to folks that were too young to remember what the Holocaust was. And what Hitler did to the Jews. And why the Jews created their own state, Israel. And then how Gaza came into play. And Gaza has got Palestinians that had elected Hamas, and they're on the terrorist list, Hamas leaders to lead their group. And you have on the border people that openly tell you they want to kill you. And this is how that border has been for a long time. This latest, whether it was Hamas or unknown entities or what have you, they came across the border. And they didn't go after military people or military, buildings or tanks, or they went after babies, kids, women, and the elderly. That's who they went after. And you say, why would they go after somebody like that? It's because it's going to get the biggest reaction. They don't care whether it's a good or a bad reaction. It's a reaction. And they wanted something to get Israel to act. And look, I don't blame Israel for anything they're doing right now. I do hold Iran, Hamas, and a lot of the Palestinians for allowing this to continue. and you have people that are being held hostage that are Americans, that are French, English, and from Israel. So my thoughts and prayers go to everybody involved. I hope that we can have a resolution, and it's going to be a swift one. But that brings me to the bigger thing that I'm watching and concerned with, and that is the reaction back home of the young people again. And I'm pretty sure it's the same young people that were doing the smash and grab that now are pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas, and that the news is, telling us lies. You're being held accountable. Businesses now are asking for names and putting you on the do not hire list. Because if this is how you're going to stand your ground for, then this is going to have repercussions down the road. And I've always said you should always be held responsible for your actions in whatever you do. And if you do something wrong, you'll get a reaction from an action. When I was growing up, if I did something wrong, I either got my ass beat or a good scolding. And that's the way it should be. That's the way we learn. But you young guys out there and gals, I'm telling you right now, stay above the fray. Stay away from the smash and grab. Stay away from all these protests and everything, because your name is being put on a do not hire list on a lot of your big companies. All your social media accounts are being watched. What you do and what you say on those social media accounts will come back to haunt you. You think now, because you're young that and full of it, that you know everything. Well, I can tell you, with going on 61 this month, I don't know everything, and I have so much to learn. But what I do know is that I should be held responsible for my actions, and I should always see the good in people and try to help people that need help. Understand what's really going on. I think the biggest disconnect is that the ones that are protesting here in New York and California didn't grow up being taught of what Nazi Germany did with Hitler and the Jews in the gas chambers and starving millions of people and keeping their glasses and their gold teeth and melting that down. And the horrific pictures that came out. Yes, when I was in my teens, I saw the horrific pictures. And my heart went out to them. So if you're a parent and your kid's out there protesting right now, I mean, yes, they have the right to protest. But I'm telling you right now, even colleges are starting to look at, how political stuff has come on in the campus, academia. And the people that are going to employ you out there, or would really want to employ you, you're going to find your list or your kid's name on that list of unemployable. You need to be held accountable for your actions, good or bad. So on that note, you guys have a great day. And if you guys have anything you want to know more about, or you want my take on it, my 2 cents, more than happy to oblige. But on that note, you guys have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you here tomorrow morning.